welcome to another edition of the greatest goddamn D&D stream in this world and the next here. Welcome to Goblins Under the Stairs. You got Sorak the Destroyer here, ready to slash and bash your Thursday night away, getting you ready for some Super Bowl Sunday, baby. And of course, I got my wicked crew, the Wrecking Slayer stuff crew. I don't know, we're kind of fucked up these days. I got my wrecking crew with me here. I got Wilmore Chattington. I got Fang the Mang. And of course, the man to lead us on this epic adventure here. The greatest goddamn D&D DM in all the land here! It's Nate Gonzalez! Take it away, Nate!
Thank you, Soul Rack Destroyer, and yes, welcome everyone to tonight's Thursday night edition of Goblins Under the Stairs. Doing a nice little weekday one, as you guys are watching some football game on Sunday, apparently. With that said, we'll give you guys a quick little recap of what happened the last time we were all together. And we'll jump on into this thing because we are at the apex of this journey here, guys. Finally making our way to Anurok, the desert of the east, to face Imrith, the doom of the desert, head on. But how did we get here? Some crazy shit happened the last time. You guys were all in Noanar's hold, trying to take care of these hunt lords, these 5 wraiths, and find the Dawnbringer, the ancient relic of Lathander that was stolen by these hunt lords to give as a sacrifice to Orcus, the demon lord of the undead, to give them life eternal. So you guys went around their lodge and kind of snuck in through the back, and in the armor you guys found some sort of stone altar with some hand marks on it, and Wilmore went up there and put his hands on it, and behind the wall behind there began to vanish, and an archway appeared with these 7 notches and some glowing words underneath, revealing a riddle of sorts. And after reading the riddle, these glass orbs appeared on the altar, and after investigating and checking them out a little bit, Fang held a light up to them and saw that they were all different colors. And you guys took a little bit of time to arrange them in the notches and archway and try to figure out the proper order. But it wasn't until Solrak realized that they were talking about the rising of the sun and the setting of the sun in the riddle that you guys were able to piece it together fully. And after placing those crystals...
Because I'm the smart one.
Sometimes. Let me finish the recap and we'll let the viewers decide.
That's what I said now.
So after placing them in the right spot, the orbs began to glow, this aura, and the archway, the wall underneath of it began to vanish and reveal an alcove in there with a statue of the demon lord Orcus carrying his wand, and in the other hand carrying the gilded hilt of the Dawnbringer. After snatching that from his hands, immediately the doors busted open and the 5 hunt lords came in there ready to attack and protect this valuable possession. And, long battle went on, some of them pulling some life essence from you guys, and Sorak fighting with this new sword of his that kind of turned him to a darker side than he might have anticipated or wanted to, even though he was given quite a few warnings from Fang and from Marigold and from Kobaz, but it's neither here or there. What happened?
Because I'm the smart one.
What happened, and he was thirsting for some blood, whether it came from his own friends or whomever. He didn't care. He just wanted that blood, and his blade wanted it as well. Guys were able to take care of 2 of these hunt lords, Fang scaring away the other ones, and guys escaped from this lodge, made your way back to the inn. Had a bit of an argument about this sword that turned Solrak evil for the time being, and Fang, fed up with the situation, teleported to Maelstrom to speak with Hecaton and Uther and get on with everything. And Wilmore, not so far behind him, decided to join as well. Solrak decided to have maybe a couple beers or 2, sit around, and then decide to try to get out there, even though he was well aware of these 3 hunt lords on the loose and definitely wanting to finish off the job that they left on the table. So, hectic and intense 30 minutes of waiting for these hunt lords to bust down the doors went on by. The elven man Riley inside the inn sacrificed himself as a last-ditch effort to help the heroic Solrak the Destroyer in his time, and cause a distraction going out the side door, and and you guys could hear some squelching and yelping out in the distance, and can only assume the worst has happened to him. Still not attuned to that conch, though, Solrak sitting in the inn, waiting patiently until he knows that he's there. The doors bust open, and the hunt lords come striding in. And just in that instant, he felt that attunement take place and was able to blow into the conch and teleport back to Maelstrom and reunite with his party. Spoke with Uther and Hecaton when he got back there about what they've learned from Imrith. Learned that she creates living statues to guard her lair, these gargoyles, and her lair is in Anarok, the desert in the east, more specifically the ancient city of Ascor, and a ruined amphitheater that she has there. Knows that she's a powerful spellcaster, and just like the giants, she's resistant or immune to any sort of lightning damage. But with all this kind of knowledge gleaned and moment to take a little bit of break and take a breath, you guys decided to take a little bit of rest, but not before Fang attuned Solrak and bringing him back to that good aligned ways that he typically is, and gave him the Dawnbringer hilt to attune to it, and he focused about an hour or so on it, and it did bind to him, even though that evil did take over him just hours before there. And knowing that he was the one destined to wield this blade, a great feeling of responsibility and power came over him. And soon after, a few words speaking in his mind as the Dawnbringer began to speak to him and relay a message that he's glad to be in some warm hands once again. Doesn't want to be back in the darkness. Never put him away in the darkness. Doesn't want to be pulled away from Solrak or whoever's in possession of him, because the last century was hell for him. And so, guys got some nice long rest. Went upstairs back to the throne room to meet with Hecaton and Uther, and upstairs was also Namir and Orlecto, the bodyguards and security that you guys met in your previous trip to Maelstrom. Hecaton then brought you guys down to the treasury, giving you guys some gifts and some potions of giant size to help you out on this battle. And without further ado, is like, let's get on with this thing. Let's get teleporting over to Anarok and to Imrith's lair. So you guys move over to the meditation cave and begin this process. And as you guys begin this process, Hecaton looks around at everyone and says, "All right, is this the plan, or do we have any second thoughts here?"
I immediately punch Solrak in the chest and go, "Be nice if you toughen that up a little bit."
Balls on this little man. Chuckle. Because now I'm nice again. That's right. So his hair. I need to strengthen myself up for this battle. If you don't mind. We could all use me strongest. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, certainly. I mean, this is why we gave you these potions of giant size, level the playing field a bit.
But is the way to even it even more so. We're badass here. If I am able to make a quick stop over at Citadel Athbar, my new armor from King Harneth. Be a quick second. A little deviation. Go some rocks. On over to Lynn's lair. For a few hours.
Well, I guess Citadel Adbar isn't too terribly far from Anarok. If you really feel like it'll help you in this battle, sure we could stop on there. Well, what I could suggest is we'll teleport you guys to Adbar. We'll teleport somewhere just north to the Ice Mountains and locate 3 mounts for us to all fly upon. And we'll meet you back at the entrance of Adbar once we have secured these. And from there, we'll make the trek.
Excellent. And little buddy here is able to send you a message. So communicate that way.
I don't think I'll be able to talk to him from from that far. But I mean, if they're bringing the rocks, I cast Mage Hand right behind King Hecatine, kind of slap him on the butt and just go, "I got a shotgun."
You like try to reach up for it was Mage Hand? Yeah.
Mage Hand.
Yeah, you slap his butt nice and he looks back, oh, yeah, little buddy, you can ride with me, certainly.
Well, gentlemen, shall we go to Adbar? Maybe have another good meal before we head out too.
Now you're speaking my language.
I don't speak Elvish.
Again, and this tussle his hair even harder. Like,
all right. Well, okay then. To Adbar, you all will go. We'll be close behind in the ice peaks, and we'll try not to be too long. And likewise with you all. I know how those dwarves can be with their ales.
I do like a good ale.
Fantastic ales, but we will not diddle-daddle too long. Promise. Try out this armor. Battle. Only thing that will quest. Hence my new thirst here.
The Adbar it is then. Gentlemen, please. And he reaches out to grab Fang's hand and Solrak's hand, and Electo and Namir likewise over to Wilmore and Solrak and Fang, opposite hands, and they all begin to sit there and chant their meditation cave and look inwards to that inner eye. And the three of you guys begin to feel lighter and lighter as you drift away, pulling out from this meditation cave and appearing in front of Citadel Adbar, the dwarven fortress in the northeast, located just south of those Ice Peak Mountains.
I'll never get tired of doing that there.
It is quite fun.
So, let's stop. My armor. And a quick feast before we back up with our giants.
I think that's fair. Maybe we see if they have anything that we can trade or buy from them. Maybe some more potions or anything else that'll help us with a dragon.
That's a good idea.
And potentially some gargoyles. Do we know how to kill gargoyles?
Yeah, maybe ask about that. I'm curious because